A camera, half buried in snow, captures a desolate Norwegian landscape, the wind howling a mournful dirge. A faint bell pierces the icy air, a haunting echo in the vast, empty expanse. Daniel's voice breaks the silence. Day 3. Still no sign of Fjellbygda. The mountains have a way of swallowing you whole. Daniel drives into the snowy night, the GPS abruptly failing. "Damn it," he mutters, frustration etched on his face. He unfolds a crumpled note and a faded photo of a church, a beacon in the storm. "Fjellbygda, Ingrid K." His voice trembles. "Please, come before more disappear." A flicker in the rearview mirror. The small, snow-covered church stands silent. The church bell rings precisely at 11 p.m., Daniel records, his breath misting in the cold. 11 p.m. The bells. It's real. A tall, human-shaped shadow stretches across the snow. What the hell is that? The camera cuts out. Heavy snow smothers Fjellbygda, its wooden houses bowed under years of relentless winter, a graveyard of frost and silence. I step into the desolate village, radio silent, a distant bell the only sign of life in the frozen air. Drawn by a wisp of smoke, I approach the lone house, a beacon in the snow-laden emptiness. I knock on the weathered door, the sound swallowed by the silence. Ingrid K. opens the door, her pale gray eyes like melted ice. "You shouldn't have come," she warns. When the bell rings, another soul is marked. In the sparsely furnished, cold guest house room, a camera is set, focused on the dark forest, awaiting the night's eerie events. At 11, soft, slow bells echo through the valley, breaking the silence. Footage reveals the chilling truth. The bells ring not from the church, but from deep within the dark forest. The village square is eerily silent. Houses stand like sentinels with covered windows, devoid of life. A lone man chops wood, the only sign of activity in the cold, still air. I approach him. "I'm here to document the bell phenomenon," I say. He replies, "It doesn't ring for everyone, only for the ones chosen." The old, wooden church leans wearily, its bell tower hollow, filled only with dust and silence. Untouched snow stretches behind the church, save for a single line of footprints leading into the dark woods. The forest looms, a silent, menacing mouth, its teeth the trees at the edge of the snow. At the forest's edge, a chill wind carries unspoken tension as Ingrid approaches, worry etched on her face. "You heard it, didn't you?" Ingrid asks, her voice barely a whisper in the face of looming danger. "A warning. They do not come back," Ingrid says, her words hanging heavy in the air. Snow covers the churchyard, a silent blanket over ancient stones. I stand among them, the cold biting deep. I ask, "How long has this been happening?" An old woman's face, a map of time, turns to me. A bell, a tree, and a shape. Tall, narrow, human, but not human at all, she whispers, her words chilling. Across from me, Soren trembles, refusing the camera. Only the audio recorder captures his fear. "It chooses," Soren whispers, his eyes wide. "It watches, waits, and rings the bell for the marked. If you heard it, you were not just listening. It was listening to you," Soren warns, fear gripping his voice. The camera rolls in the quiet village room, the snow-covered landscape bathed in a cold, silent moonlight. Suddenly, the bell rings, a loud, clear sound that vibrates through the room and freezes the breath. A tall, thin figure stands motionless at the edge of the forest, facing the village and me. From the window, the village is a silhouette against the night. Only the distant ringing of a bell breaking the silence. At the forest's edge, an unnaturally tall figure stands motionless, its details obscured by the inky blackness. The bell stops. A blink, and the figure vanishes, leaving only empty darkness where it once stood. Dawn breaks over the snow-laden village. Chimneys exhale smoke into the still, frigid air, and an unsettling silence hangs. I step into the biting cold, my breath clouding before me, to find strange, elongated footprints leading to my window. The tracks vanish at the forest's edge, leaving only a chilling mystery and a growing sense of dread in the snow. Ingrid's knowing expression deepens as I arrive. "I saw it," I say, hinting at the mysterious event. "It is older than names. The bell was built to warn us," Ingrid warns, her voice grave. In the sparsely furnished guest house, a weak fire casts long shadows as I face a woman consumed by sorrow. "I hadn't been chosen. I had just arrived," I say. The woman replies, "It chooses curiosity. You leave before the third night. It follows," she warns, her voice echoing my growing dread. Driven by desperation, I pack, but the car refuses to start, the engine stubbornly silent despite repeated attempts. The guest house owner says flatly, "The roads are closed. Storm came early, no one leaves." A towering wall of snow seals the road, confirming the chilling truth. I'm trapped, locked in my room, camera in hand. My heart hammers a frantic rhythm against my ribs. A slow, deep breathing drifts from the tree line, an enormous presence lurking beyond the forest's edge. As a single, low tone echoes, narration breaks the silence. The bell didn't ring from the forest, it rang from inside the house. Long shadows stretch like grasping fingers in the dimly lit bedroom as a slow, heavy bell echoes through the house. Clutching a camera, I stand frozen as the air thickens, a chilling cold pressing against my skin. Dread washes over me, a cold wave of apprehension causing the camera in my hand to tremble slightly. I turn toward the darkest corner. Silence descends, heavy and expectant. A tall, angular figure separates itself from the shadows, its limbs impossibly long. I raise the shaking camera, desperate to document this encounter as the air chills. An unseen gaze pierces the stillness as the eyeless creature looms, filling the room with a palpable sense of recognition. Heart pounding like a frantic bell, I recoil against the wall as the creature advances, its shadow deepening. Ingrid bursts in with a lantern, its light banishing the creature, forcing it to retreat into the shadows. A fierce snowstorm batters the village street, the wind a howling beast. Ingrid's grip tightens, her face a mask of urgency in the dim light. Flickering lanterns cast eerie shadows as Ingrid whispers urgently, "Don't speak. Don't look at it. Follow me." Villagers remain hidden, their silence amplifying the oppressive dread as we race through the storm-swept darkness. The cold, empty church looms as Ingrid bars the heavy door. "This is where we wait," she says, her voice echoing in the vast space. Hours crawl by in chilling silence. Ingrid's question hangs in the air. "For what?" The only answer is a whispered, "For dawn." I awaken to find Ingrid vanished, the door ajar, and silence amplified by the frantic beating of my own heart. Dawn breaks over a village, silenced by snow. An ominous stillness hangs in the air. Footprints lead from the church door to the forest's edge, a chilling path in the pristine snow. As the camera falls, a distant bell tolls, each peal echoing the growing dread.